Activision has been accused of using generative AI for Black Ops 7 calling cards. When I saw this, I actually wasn't surprised because I don't know if you remember a few months ago, we talked about how Activision has been using AI to generate cosmetics items that are on their store that you can buy with money, but they've just been using AI to make them. It's not really news that they've done this. People expected for them to not keep using AI for this shit because why? You're a AAA publishing company. Why the hell do you need to make AI for one of the biggest games coming out this year every year? Just doesn't make sense. BF6 has no AI, at least not anything that we are aware of. Activision and Call of Duty is not new to this AI drama. Activision has been known to use generative AI in Call of Duty in the past, like I said, but now there are accusations of it being used in a new way within Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Many have taken to social media to show examples of what looks to be generative AI in calling cards. Okay. I can understand why they think this is AI. This literally looks like Ghibli images that you could generate from ChatGPT. That's literally it. This is it. That definitely has an AI vibe to it, you know? Stupid Ghibli everywhere, you know? Yeah, okay, so this has been shared on Twitter, and says, loving the unique style of art they have gone for these calling cards. So this is suspected to be AI. Cards in question use Studio Ghibli art style, which has been easy to generate in most AI art programs. The use of AI is disclosed on the game's Steam store page. However, it doesn't say what was done. Instead, it simply reads, our team uses generative AI tools to help develop some in-game assets. So seeing things like calling cards be possibly the work of AI shouldn't come as much of a surprise. That said, it still might not sit well with players. In that case, nothing is wrong. Yeah, technically, I mean, if you can't lawyer up against it because they have disclosed it. But the thing is, it's kind of shit. It is kind of shit that they've done it because at the end of the day, calling cards are kind of treated as like things that you earn in the game. Calling cards are sometimes behind some of the craziest challenges you can do on Call of Duty. You gotta grind quite a bit to unlock some of these calling cards. If you as a player putting in so much effort into grinding in order to unlock these calling cards, it is kind of disheartening to see the amount of minimal work that's gone into actually creating those, you know? And also the fact that, yeah, again, because the calling cards are to be shown off as well. Those you literally show off on your thing on Call of Duty, same with Battlefield as well. It is something that you earn in the game, and I can understand why players wouldn't like to see some random Ghibli art on their calling card that you could unlock. That would have taken them like 2 seconds to make. Makes no sense, especially given the fact that these calling cards used to be so creative, kind of fun to look at. It was all part of Call of Duty's creativity. It was kind of exciting. It used to be kind of exciting to unlock calling cards. I used to have a lot of fun trying to unlock them too. Using AI to do that, especially for a paid game, you have to pay for Call of Duty, only to see some free AI generative art on your calling cards. It is pretty shit. The fact that the game is already shit doesn't help. Does tap into the Japan market, I reckon. I think it would still be okay if you use a Ghibli style art on the calling cards if it was actually made by actual artists. It's just not sitting well with the people realizing that it's actually AI art, which takes no effort. Anyone can just type in a prompt and generate it in 2 seconds, and there's no work involved. And you just crop it into like a little card and you put it in the game. That's good. And then you slap like a challenge over it or on top of it that takes you so long, maybe at least a couple hours to grind on, right? Like if you look at the like what it's asking here, to unlock this, Death from Above, get 25 kills with the War Machine ability while airborne. From what I can remember, War Machine ability is a score streak that you have to earn or something like that. And you have to get the score streak. In order to get the score streak, you have to get consecutive skills and then unlock score streak and then get kills with it, which is quite a bit of a grind. How would BF6 players react to this on BF6? Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. Get a kill with a melee weapon while cloaked by the active camo ability 10 times. Get a kill shortly after using a flicker ability 10 times. Like, you can see, like, they put like all these challenges on top of it, and then you unlock this BS that actually is worth nothing. Going back to how BF6 players would react to this, I think if we realize if that had some generative AI in some of the assets they use, because of the nature of the game, how Battlefield 6 is, I reckon people wouldn't have much of an issue with it in Battlefield 6. Because, first of all, the game is so good. People having a great time with it, whoever's playing it. Developers are actively, trying to take feedback and keep improving the game. They literally keep releasing patches every week to fix and improve the game. And the game is already so good, players are enjoying the game. So it has a lot of goodwill earned from the players, which is one thing. Second thing, the game doesn't really have a much of a focus on showcasing calling cards and stuff like that. You have your profile, which you can, customize to have nice little, like a call card, which has different components to it, like a medal, that medals that you earn, stickers and backgrounds. You can edit your profile calling card however way make it look. But beyond that, it's not a big focus on the game. How often does COD devs communicate and release patches to fix shit? It's the fact that they don't actually actively listen to player feedback. They do release a lot of patches and then fix stuff and also break stuff. It's a constant thing with Call of Duty. They do release patches quite often. They have been pretty bad at listening to player feedback and taking that feedback on board and making some like sufficient changes. Black Ops 7 is where they kind of started to do that a little bit because they saw how Battlefield 6 is performing and how devs from Battlefield 6 actively taking feedback and not afraid to change the game and fix it up. I don't think that's something that'll get fixed straight away. I would say something like that in Call of Duty would take months to get fixed. A couple of months at least. It's something like that they don't really care about fixing because it's just a little glitch, doesn't really break the game. It's just a minor convenience. So these are the kind of things that was plaguing previous Call of Duty games and people were kind of getting sick of. This is why people love Battlefield 6, because you do get bugs. There's a lot of bugs on Battlefield 6. It's not a perfect game. It's still, there's a lot to fix and improve, but devs are actually listening to players and making those changes and not afraid to do it. This is what we would like to see from Call of Duty, but it hasn't happened. Look, I don't want to give too much credit to Electronic Arts because they have been on the shit end as well, especially involving Battlefield 5 and 2042. Those were hot horse shit. Those two games never really did it for me, and that was also as a result of they're not realizing what the players wanted. So EA has been on the hot shit end of the stick as well. Battlefield 6 redeemed themselves a little bit and they're on their path to get a full redemption in that way if they continue this way. I think they have learned their lesson. I feel like they put everything in the basket and put in the time effort into making sure it succeeds. Yes, and also because this was kind of their last stroke to have a successful Battlefield. If this didn't work out for EA and DICE and Battlefield Studios, this would have been it. They would have scrapped the IP away at least for another decade or so before they revisit it. Given the fact that EA had so many unsuccessful game releases back to back as well, Immortals of Avium or something they had that was really shit. If this didn't succeed, COD would dominate for years to come. 100%. 100%. Because of the shit mess they made with 2042, they had to take a hiatus for 5 years, which is a long time for a IP like Battlefield. I'm glad they took the time to develop this. Where I'm concerned now is because of the success of Battlefield, Electronic Arts have said they want to consider doing annual releases of Battlefield, which I think is a huge mistake. Battlefield has always performed better when they were not annual releases. As long as you give players a Battlefield game once every like 3-4 years, I think we're good. That's how it worked for so many years, and it worked really well for that type of game. Annualizing the game would really, really suck. That's my concern, because they got this game to work so good and put in the time and effort to make a good, cohesive game because they took the time to make it. Not like Call of Duty. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 probably started 2 years ago, and they barely had enough time, you know. When you say annual releases, do you mean season passes or BF6s? I'm talking about new Battlefield games each year, just like Call of Duty does. That's what they have said they want to do, which is concerning for me because I just don't think it works. Call of Duty is doing annual releases, and you've seen how the quality has gone down for those games. We've got Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7 back to back, which is insane to begin with. And before that, we had Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 back to back. Again, ended up being really, really shit. We see the same thing happen again and again, that they're not learning and they're doing annual releases. At this point, Call of Duty kind of stuck with that cycle now, and because most of the COD players are expecting it, so it'll be really hard for them to go back out of annualized games. This is what players expect. Players expect Battlefield 6 to last for at least 3 years before we get another game. I think that'll be good. That'll be the way to go with it. Battlefield is also like a slower paced game. You don't want to be grinding that shit every year. It's just going to dull you what Battlefield has to offer as a game. Same thing happened to Call of Duty. Like I said, Modern Warfare 2 was a brilliant remake that came a few years back. But then they had Modern Warfare 3, which was absolute hot garbage. Black Ops 6 was kind of okay. In terms of campaigning, was okay. Actually, it had a pretty good campaign. But then, like, in terms of multiplayer, kind of the same old shit. But now we have Black Ops 7, which is, again, hot mess. Hot garbage. That's where we at. That's because they don't have enough time to put into each game on an annual cycle. I think maybe each game gets like 2 years to develop, which is not enough time. If you do the same thing with Battlefield, that's going to suck. Yeah, I really don't think they should do that. Anyway, moving on. I'm not really surprised that Activision's doing this. Do I think they're going to stop doing this? No, absolutely not. They're going to keep going with it. Activision has responded to the claim regarding the use of generative AI, and they said, like so many around the world, we use a variety of digital tools, including AI tools, to empower and support our teams to create the best gaming experiences possible for our players. The statement reads, which was first given to Xbox Era before the rep responded to Insider Gaming's request. Our creative process continues to be led by the talented individuals in our studios. If you're using prompts to create Ghibli art for calling cards, which used to be made by actual artists before, I don't know where the talent is. Is the talent being able to write a good prompt? I understand using AI to like improve your workflow and like save time to do some of the shit. I use AI, I use ChatGPT all the time. I think a lot of people do at this point. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to be using AI to create generative art, to include and use them as assets in a game that people pay for, that becomes an issue. If you're using in a capacity where like, okay, you use some of the generative AI, you put them in like the map assets and stuff, that might be okay to an extent, because it's not really impacting the gameplay as much. Here, you're using these AI to actually, for the stuff that people grind the game to earn, which is where the problem is, I think. They want to use it as an asset to get it out within the time frame. That is probably why they did use it. But the thing is, again, coming back to the point, if they're using generative AI in a capacity where it doesn't impact direct gameplay for the players, I think people will be okay with it. But here, like I said, calling cards are something that you earn as rewards in the game. And if those rewards are generated by AI, why should you expect the players to grind for it? I can just go on ChatGPT and then generate it myself. I don't need to be grinding hours on Call of Duty, completing the challenge just to get a AI artwork piece on my calling card. That is the issue, because it's affecting directly the reward incentives, which is where the problem is. AI takes over and COD loses what makes it COD. It's lost its identity a long time ago. At this point, Call of Duty I see as a full-on arcade game that's made for children. That's what Call of Duty is. Call of Duty used to be a serious game that's made for both children and adults. They are trying to appeal to the newer generation. They're going full arcadey. They're appealing for the Gen C and the Gen Alpha. It's not for battle dads anymore. In a previous game, they got caught out using AI to create cosmetics, like operator cosmetics, gun cosmetics. They have used it before. Ah, see, this is the article from IGN last year, 2042, July. Activision reportedly sold an AI-generated Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 cosmetic. This is that. All of the stuff that you see here, the in terms of like the skins, the skin for the guns, the calling card, all of this was generated by AI, and they got caught out for that. This is nothing new. This they have done it before, and they're gonna continue to do it again. It looks cool, but you're paying for this, and someone used AI to generate this in seconds. That's where the issue is. What are you paying for, really? You know,